What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are reviewing Fantastic Four. Justin's all dressed up for it.
I am.
Your thoughts?
Fantastic.
No, it's not.
It's okay.
It exists. Do you want to do a quick kind of recap of the movie?
Do we want to do a spoiler review?
We're going spoiler.
We're posting this tomorrow.
Yep, we're going straight into it.
Spoiler warning now. So basically, Sue's pregnant. They go to space to... okay, hold on. The Silver Surfer comes, says Galactus is coming, runs away. They go to space. They go to Galactus. Galactus goes, give me your kid. And then they go, no. So then they fly away. And then Galactus comes eventually. But they devise this plan. Plan fails. And then
They come up with another plan.
they
to
come
send
up with
him
another
away.
plan. Now the plan works.
That's actually really the entire movie.
Quickly summarized.
No, that's just a summary. I wouldn't even go quickly. There's
Quickly summarized.
not much more in there. Your thought of us starting right from the get-go with the pregnancy.
Oh, that was fine.
I think it could have waited.
This is a Franklin movie.
I think it could have waited to the end of the first act.
This is a Franklin movie. I think you just wanted these characters established more.
Yes.
We're on two different ends of that because I've read Fantastic Comics, so I know what to expect with these characters, and I get that, and I can just jump into this movie.
So I've read a lot of the comics too. Not as much as you have, or at least not recently.
Yeah.
And I get the characters and I get the building of it. My problem is, we establish this, then we spend like the next 20 minutes in a flashback to get everybody caught up with who these characters are, to then jump back to the present to reestablish it.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I think we could have taken out the first establishing shot. I like more so the first establishing shot than the shot that they used in the trailers where, you know, the whole joke, you're late.
Yeah.
I like the first establishing shot that she's pregnant.
Yes.
Much more than the second. They did not need both.
I get what you're saying.
Because we established it,
but
we spent 20 minutes away from the character to reestablish it.
My issue with that, and that leads to my issue with your proposed version, and this leads to my issue of every other Fantastic Four film, is that the family does not feel fleshed out together.
In this film?
In the other films. In this film, they do.
They're more fleshed out in this,
they
but
are
they still don't really
out.
feel like a family.
I disagree with that, personally.
Okay.
I personally disagree with that.
No, so where I'm at is just, as an audience member, we can have two I'm pregnant scenes, because obviously they're going to find out and then they're going to tell the family.
Yeah.
But it really more so felt like, hey, we know your attention span is so bad, because straightforward TikTok and such has ruined our attention spans, that we know in 20 minutes you're going to have forgotten this detail. So we established it now, went into a 20-minute recap to reestablish it because we know you forgot it. And it's kind of undermining to the audience.
I think it's more so, again, strengthening the bond of the family and showing that bond to the audience instead of just going, yeah, we're such a good family together. It's a lot of showing, not telling, which I do like. And it's further establishing Franklin as the most important thing of this movie.
But here's my other problem with this. The way the timeline works in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We get the opening shot. Reed is looking around for iodine.
Yeah.
And that's when Sue shows him that they are pregnant. We then jump backwards in time to the TV show.
Yep.
To then jump backwards in time to do the recap of everything that's brought them to the TV show. To then jump forward in time past the TV show.
Yes.
To just after that first recap. Well, the first establishing of it. We could have instead started with the recap, started with the TV show side of this, gotten everybody established with the characters, still had the bathroom scene. The bathroom scene is very well done. And then they show up and we follow them with a shot coming out of the bathroom or coming out of their bedroom. And hey, you're late to dinner. We can still do the whole joke between that because this all happened after that point. And it feels more natural.
I get what you're saying. I'm curious if there is an earlier version of this film in that order. Because that is viable. I agree. I don't know if it necessarily. I get it, where you're coming from, where it changes the flow. Personally, I really like opening with that deep connection between the two of them.
But see, then what we could have done, and this would have cleaned this whole thing up. We could have established that it was them getting ready for the show.
Yeah.
Or getting ready to leave for the show. That's when they find out. We go do the show.
And then come back for dinner.
Then come back, and that's when the family finds out.
Okay.
Because then your timeline isn't janky.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
We're here. We go back an hour to go back the last 5 years. 4 years. To go forward 15 minutes.
Yeah.
To re-catch up.
Yeah.
It's a weird jumping of timing.
I get what you're saying. I think that's more of a nitpick, honestly. But I get what you're saying.
It doesn't feel like it was storyboarded. It feels like somebody kind of figured it out and did not look at pacing and timing.
I can see why you would think that.
It's an odd layout, and it's straightforward, feels like, from somebody who's done this kind of stuff before. Not obviously in professional level.
Yeah.
But it feels like the frames were edited out of order and put it in the wrong spots. Straightforward is how it looks.
Yeah.
Now, that is more me being critical side of it. I will be honest. A normie's not necessarily going to see it that way. However, it does mess with our timeline.
Yeah, I see what you think about.
Especially since we're trying to establish the fact that it happened now, so we know the movie now is going to take place over the next 9 months to a year and a half.
Yeah.
We don't know the exact
We don't know the exact timeline, but it doesn't really matter. What next?
CGI. No, we'll save CGI. We will save CGI. Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer. I will say, her look has improved from the first trailer.
Yes.
By a lot.
Yes.
I wish she was in it more.
Yeah.
Because, like, Julia Garner does a really good job on playing a flat character. She does a really good job with that. And, there's just not enough of her, in my opinion. Like, what little chase sequences we get with her are pretty good, in my opinion. Like, the one on Galactus' ship, where she's, like, surfing lava. That looks hot.
Yeah. I agree. I think she did great in this. Much better. You can go back to our trailer review of the first trailer.
And you were tearing her apart.
I destroyed it.
Yeah.
It was awful.
And, like, her delivery of the monologue at the start is great.
The CGI-wise, for her, she is the best-looking CGI of the film.
I agree.
Far.
I agree.
Everything actually moves.
Yeah.
It doesn't phase into other objects.
Yeah.
Yeah. My problem is she's the most fun, and she has the least amount of screen time.
Yeah. Well, other than Galactus, but
I think Galactus has more screen time.
Now that I say that,
I think Galactus has more screen time.
Yeah.
And that's detrimental to this film because Galactus is boring.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it. This is the most fun we've seen of Galactus.
Oh yeah.
It does not change the fact that in this whole aspect, which we'll get to in a minute, he was very boring in it.
That's just Galactus. That's not just.
I wish we would have actually gotten any of the Silver Surfer fights.
Yeah.
Opposed to just run away.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Johnny
Storm. I liked him.
I like the performance of it. I think he did a great job.
Which that was a big thing for you because from the first trailer you did not like him.
Johnny is my favorite of the four, so
I'm
always very nitpicky. So his performance I liked. His writing was awful.
I wouldn't say it was awful. There were some weird choices for his character. I think it was more so that he didn't really have anything to do.
So we reestablished at the beginning of this movie that the 4 scientists that went to space were the best scientists on Earth, as Reed puts it.
Yeah.
Which means Johnny now has switched from like all-American sports guy into a scientist. Cool. It's a weird change, but cool. If we're going to make that change, let's lean into it. To immediately drop that for most of the film until eventually he becomes a linguist.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, while breaking it across, mind you, in most situations, if you break down a language, you still don't become fluent in it, but he becomes fluent in it for whatever reason.
I mean, he says like one sentence.
No, he has a good chunk of time that he's talking to her.
It's 2 sentences.
It feels like it's longer.
It's 2 sentences.
I don't know. I think the actor's portrayal was great. I think his writing was bad.
We'll see more of him. We'll go further with him. I think he portrays Johnny really well. I do think his writing was a little poor. I agree.
I think the best CGI we got of the Human Torch was all used in the trailers, because there's a lot of really bad CGI.
I mean, I didn't notice any that were bad per se.
I think there's one shot, and I'll have to wait till it comes out, and I'm going to go ahead and watch it slower. I think there's one shot that the performer movement and the overlay movement of the model they put slightly disconnect, so all of a sudden you have a slight double head, and then they reconnect it back. So it was like together. It was kind of like rubber banding it.
I didn't notice any of that.
It was only for like 2 or 3 frames. Like I noticed it because I was trying to watch it closely. It felt odd. It never felt like real. And I know it's not real. But if you're going to do these characters in live action, your goal is to make it real.
Yeah.
It's clobbering time.
Benjamin J. Grimm.
I hate the spot that they put the "it's clobbering time" line.
Yeah. I wish it was better. I wish he didn't say it reluctantly. I wish he said it on his own accord.
And I wish it felt like it actually meant something, because it's such a weak hit.
Yeah.
Like, this is the problem again when we're fighting Galactus.
Yeah.
Nothing they do really feels big.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah. Overall, his CGI especially is a little rough. It's a little rough.
It's bad. It's not rough. It's bad. Most of the movie, he talks about opening his mouth.
I didn't notice that. But like, you can tell he was digitized in, and like, I refer to like Guardians, where like Rocket and Groot are like in the world with them.
Yes.
On a lot of the shots with Ben, it's clear that he was digitized in.
Yeah, like it feels like they didn't even put a body double when they were doing the main shots in.
Yeah, in some shots, yes, I agree with you 100%.
Because it looks like nobody's really looking at him or engaging with him.
Yeah.
That's rough. They even all the way through, he still does not feel like a rock to me, and he should feel like a rock because he's a rock.
I am glad that they changed from the trailer the noise that he makes every time he moves, because it was going to be very loud and very distracting.
They took it away altogether, though.
They took it away altogether for the most part.
You should have had it, and it should have been down as a really low background sound, because when he moves,
he's a rock.
He's a rock. He's going to make sound.
Yeah. His writing, though.
His writing is great. His writing is solid.
And Eben Moss-Baccarat does amazing.
The voiceover for it is fantastic.
With his voiceover, there is genuine heart behind the heart of the Fantastic Four, and I couldn't be happier with his performance.
Yeah, his performance is great.
Susan Storm?
Yeah.
Richards? She's okay.
She's okay.
Yeah. She gets a lot of screen time in this.
She gets
the best Susan Storm of live action.
But I think for a Fantastic Four film, I think she gets too much screen time.
I can see why you would think that.
Really heavy on it.
But they also, I see why you think that. Yeah.
If I'm watching a Fantastic Four film, I expect majority of screen time to go to Reed. The second followed up by Sue.
Okay.
But it's always Reed and Sue are the main two, but it's usually leaned on Reed.
Yeah.
In the comic lines, it's usually leaned more on Reed than Sue. In the older comics, at least.
In the older comics, yes. It depends.
But like even the Civil War arcs and such.
Well, that's all Reed. That's all Reed. That's all Reed. But back to the movie. She has a speech about 2/3 of the way through.
This is the child speech?
Yeah.
Okay.
That I thought was captivating. I'm sure George is going to tear it down.
It was fine.
I liked it. It was very motherly and heroic, I think.
I don't know if I can give you heroic.
And specifically the final line of, I'm going to quote it here. I will not sacrifice my child for this world, but I will not sacrifice this world for my child.
Yeah. No, I again,
that line stuck with me.
That line was good. I'm going to give you that.
And her delivery on that line with her tears was really good.
But most of that speech was a very just motherly speech. That was the only line I felt was heroic. It also was odd to me, that entire scene. And the only reason I say that
is because it's an angry mob and they just let her walk past.
It's an angry mob that's wanting to get this child to give the child up. And as soon as she steps outside, they just calm down.
Yeah. I agree.
Like,
this is a Sins moment, but yes, I agree with you.
We just went ahead and established Johnny upstairs saying, it's scary outside looking at that.
Yeah.
And then she's just like, well, I've got a child, so they're not going to touch me. I'm going to walk right through the group.
No. I get what you're saying.
No, if it had been like, and I know they wanted to set it up with the statue behind her. That's the only reason they put her there. That is the only reason.
I love that statue, by the way.
The statue is cool.
I would buy that statue.
But they only put her there because of the statue. If it had been she had stepped outside and was on that upper platform right outside the door, it would make more logistical sense.
Yes.
Because then the crowd still could be angry, and she's calming the crowd down with her speech. And then encouraging them together. Which is the point of the speech.
I think it's more so... It's more so like this is the first time that the world is actually seeing Franklin and her, because when they deliver their statement, when they get back, she just steps away entirely, and it's her turn speaking out about it, and I think that's why they chose to have her go into the crowd. Yes, it doesn't make logistical sense, but from a blocking perspective, it makes far more sense if you're trying to rally these people back to you to go into them instead of standing all the way up here.
Well, no, I'm not saying standing up there.
Are you just saying from the entrance of the doors?
Again, the doors are about 3 or 4 steps up.
Okay.
She steps out and is there with the crowd, but still above them.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
I mean, my point still stands. Here's my child that you want to steal.
My point still stands, though. Like, blocking-wise, it makes far more sense for her to be in the crowd than it does for her to be away from it. But I get what you're saying. Logistically, it doesn't make sense. Shooting, blocking-wise, it makes far more sense.
For the shots that they wanted, because they wanted the shot to be able to put on ads, it makes sense in that aspect. Yeah. That is the defense I will give to you of it. There's too much of a overall shift of emotion in one split of a second. It is a frame.
Yeah.
Legitimately, we get the establishing shot outside that they're still all angry.
And she
opens the door, and all of a sudden they stop.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
It is too jarring of a change, and logistically, movie-wise, storytelling-wise, it does not make sense.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
So, I get, yes, the blocking, they want that shot. They wanted to establish her in front of the statue. Frankly enough, they could have. They could have started her with her speech.
They could have just had the police line behind the...
Well, no, they could have started her speech. Well, up on the walkway.
Yes.
And as she's calming them down, walking through them all to present Franklin to everybody in the middle.
Yes.
Which is a lot more empowering of a scene.
I agree. Yeah.
Than just, let me walk out in the middle of you all, calm down, stop for a second. Now I'm going to do my speech here in the middle because I've established myself here in the shot. It's a weird setup.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
But speaking of Franklin. We'll save Reed for a minute. Speaking of Franklin. For those of you who have ever watched Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 and know Renesmee, this is Renesmee. This is the Renesmee baby child that everybody criticized in 2012, was that? It is awful.
Yeah.
In shots you didn't have to.
They CGI'd him, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, there are a couple shots where you can tell it is a doll, and those were better shots, but you can tell she's continuously fighting to keep the head so it doesn't look towards the camera. And it's such an awkward, jarring shift with her arm. Director, CGI team, they did her dirty in this.
Who dirty?
Sue.
Okay.
Every shot with her and the baby is awful. The baby itself is awful.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're going to be mad at this, but we did have the big climax is here is a spoiler warning. Jump forward a minute and a half because it's going to probably take us.
Big spoiler warning. Like, this spoils like the climax of the film.
So Sue dies. We know she doesn't, but
she dies. She canonically dies.
And Reed is trying to save her, and they put the baby on her chest. Legitimately, a member in our audience just yelled, "Come on, Jesus, baby!" And the baby just sits there for a minute, and she's alive. That is legitimately the way the scene plays out. If you understand the fact that Franklin...
understand the comics and Franklin, it makes 100% sense. There's no setup in this movie for it, though.
There's nothing for it. There is no establishing of it. You are using a CGI baby. You can make some extra movement or some extra pulse in order to make it believable that something happened.
Yeah.
Opposed to the love of a mother's child brought it back to life.
Yeah.
The way it portrays it.
Other than the baby might have superpowers. That's all we get.
Yeah.
That's all we get, is that the baby might have superpowers.
Yeah. It's bad. There is a shot, and I called it out and Justin agreed with me, where...
anytime Ben is holding Franklin...
it's awful.
It's going to be bad.
Because you can see that they're trying to connect the figure of the baby to the hand, and so it's kind of just floating there.
It's not even a figure, it's green screened on.
Well, no. I get that, but the model, the figure of the model, they magnetized it to the hand, and you can see it kind of awkwardly floats, but there is a shot.
There's a specific shot where Ben is holding it, and he's turning and like moving at the same time, and it does not connect.
Well, no, it does. It does. The forehead of the child melds in with the chest of Ben. It is really, really bad. For all the visual effects teams on this this movie, the CGI is garbage.
I wouldn't say garbage. There are very bad moments, but there are very good moments too.
There are okay moments.
I think there are very good moments. Silver Surfer. See.
Okay,
Galactus. See.
Galactus is okay.
50-50.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go
Reed?
really good. Reed is okay.
It's the best CGI Reed we have.
It is.
Thank God. And they're very creative with him too.
So congrats, they got just off the floor.
I'm so happy.
They did not go much higher than just off the floor.
It's the bare minimum, George. You know what? When it comes to Fantastic Four films, you can't ask for much more.
Since we started it, Reed Richards.
Reed any size you need, Richards.
Go for it. I'll let you start it.
I
will come back with my points in a minute.
Love Reed Richards in all media. He is my autistic king. He is W representation. a little miss in this one, but we'll get back to that. I think Pedro Pascal is a little flat in this film, and I don't know if it's his writing or if it's him, because they do a lot back to show and tell. They do a lot of telling with Reed, and you have to go to auxiliary content to get more on him, on why he's so smart, on showing you why he's so smart, instead of just telling you here, or showing you here, I should say, because it's a little frustrating as a Reed Richards stan to have Reed Richards not solve everything. My favorite run of Fantastic Four is Jonathan Hickman, and if you've read that, you know what I mean by solve everything. And that's what I expect from the character, and I didn't quite get it here. But they got his powers right.
You ready for me to chime in?
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal is the worst performing actor in this movie. Hot take.
Of the main cast.
Of the main
cast. I agree with you there.
I think he's laziest also when we consider everybody else. Everybody else seems to be giving like a good performance.
No, I'm saying like 4. Silver Surfer Galactus.
Okay.
I'm saying of those 6, he is the weakest, yes.
This feels completely phoned in. This feels completely like I wanted a paycheck. I wanted to be on Marvel movie. I'm now in a Marvel movie. I now have a guaranteed paycheck. If you've seen his Last of Us stuff, I've not watched the show. I've only watched highlights of the show.
He is a good actor.
He is a good actor in it. Personally, I'm not crazy about Pedro Pascal, but kudos where kudos is due. In Last of Us, he's a good actor. He does a good job portraying the character. He does a good job making the scenes feel heartfelt and feel wanted and actually acted through. The only shot in this film where I actually believed his portrayal on screen is when Sue, for those of you who did not skip the spoiler, here's another spoiler.
When the big thing happens at the climax.
There we go. That works. And you can actually get the fact that he is supposed to be depressed. He feels depressed. And when we've looked at his shows and such in the past that he's done, he does a good job playing a depressed or crying or upset scene. And that's just... But that didn't feel Reed. That, like, I get the character... Reed would have been. However,
his
it just felt like...
motions.
It felt like Pedro.
To me, the way he's frantically moving and, like, acting in that was Reed to me.
But see, to me...
That read to me as Reed.
I've seen his exact same frantic movements in 3 other things of his.
Okay.
So, I was just like, oh, it's just Pedro Pascal being Pedro Pascal.
Okay.
And that's not me trying to knock down on it. It's just, I expected more out of the character. Reed is not my favorite, but Reed has a tendency to just jump from one extreme to another, especially when he's stressed and trying to figure something out. And we never really got that from him.
I'm trying to formulate my opinion on that. No, I kind of disagree.
Okay.
When he's stressed out, he hyperfixates.
Yes.
Extremely so. And he kind of does that here, I think.
Well, no, but even while he's hyperfixating, he's jumping more and more to the like extremes. And so, like, when him and Sue, whenever he is in one of these moments of stress like that, get into a bickerment, which we get in the film.
We do get,
happy
and
about
I'm
that.
happy about that.
But he normally explodes about it, and it goes really over the top because he's so hyper-fixated. Where in the film here, he was just a little bit upset. And we started to establish into what I felt was going to be our first time of actually getting to see Reed Richards on the film in this shot, or in this movie. And we never really got to where he is.
I disagree with you there.
Okay.
I disagree with you there.
But overall...
Oh, wait, we forgot a character.
Well, we haven't gone there.
Oh, okay.
that we're saving the best for last because he is the best in this movie. Overall, I never felt like I was watching Reed Richards on the screen. I never saw the character in. And I will watch pretty much anything and have no problem. I was fighting to stay awake because this movie's pacing.
The pacing's a little wonky.
And
I agree with that.
The portrayal and the acting is, again, there are moments where you're getting really good, and then there's moments that just feel like the shots either lingering too long, or we're not really putting anything into it, or just nothing has happened for the last 15 minutes. So what am I paying attention to at this point?
Like, I can see what you think, yeah.
Like, we kind of talked about this on the way back. Justin's, some of his favorite shots were actually the space scenes.
I love
and the space scenes were good.
They just stayed a little past their welcome.
Stayed too long on almost each of them. And then some of the edits were weird that we would stay long in one scene, and then the next scene it felt like we would cut and edit to the next scene like really quick.
Yeah.
It was so all over the place.
Yeah.
Galactus. I think the biggest problem in the movie, Galactus.
I mean, it's just the problem with adapting Galactus, because he's a little boring unless you are able to show the scale properly. Which they never really get to explaining Galactus other than he's a cosmic threat that wants to eat the planet. It's a little flat for me. But I mean, what are you gonna do other than read a comic about it, which I always know the comic will always have better storytelling than the movie.
Yep.
It's just the way it is. It was fine.
See, I think Galactus in this is way too boring. Galactus is too big of a threat for a single team or a single superhero movie. Like, if we were going to... Let's say we went ahead and we did, like, an Iron Man movie, okay? Yeah. And we established Galactus as a character in, like, the last 4 minutes kind of situation to set up, and we then have a Avengers movie to deal with Galactus.
Yeah.
That is fine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But having a movie dedicated as Galactus does the villain is so poor because it's boring.
Yeah. And for the arguments out there that Galactus started as a Fantastic Four villain and only a Fantastic Four villain, they also had the Ultimate Nullifier, which, if you know what I'm talking about, is really boring. But essentially, it's a remote that if the user decides to, they go delete if they have the willpower to do so, and they delete whatever they're looking at.
Yeah.
It is strong enough to delete an entire universe.
Yeah.
Which is boring.
Yes.
When adapted to film.
And when we're looking at, again, this case, like if it was an Avengers level threat and we were doing an Avengers thing, that makes more sense. That is what Galactus is at the level of.
Yeah.
But we're not. So a lot of these shots is just, Galactus is walking through New York. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, he turned and took out part of a building. He's still just walking through New York.
Yep.
Like, we got to the main climax, the main fight scenes, the moment you should be building towards, the moment that you should be the most hyped and most excited. I was just like, I don't care. I was so bored. And in Marvel movies we've done in the past, or like the Harry Potter franchise, the Twilight series, when I went to go see all those, and you get to one of these big moments, and like, you know, the big bad is defeated and such during like Thursday night premiere and such. There's always, you know, the clapping and the nobody cared. The audience was just like, okay.
I think that has to do with the perspective of this film, because we know it's a prequel to Doomsday. And we know all these characters are coming back, so there isn't the tension there that there normally would be.
But, okay, to counterpoint you, Harry Potter.
A lot of casuals. A lot of people went into a movie blind.
But even Harry Potter, a lot of people went in blind or casuals. We knew, nonetheless, Harry Potter would be back in the next movie.
Yeah.
People were still excited that Harry Potter would actually get through and, you know, defeat the big bad.
I get what you're saying.
We defeated the big bad, and everybody was just like, that was it? Because it's really not a good big bad fight. Mm-hmm. The fight with the Silver Surfer, we don't really get one.
And I think that more so comes down to it being Galactus.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah.
I still think the villain of this one should have been Doom.
I agree.
I think that would have made, especially if they were going to Doomsday. I don't know when this movie went into writing compared to when Doomsday was decided. Mm-hmm. But especially with going into Doomsday, I think the villain of this movie should have been Doom. And you could have left it off that Doom wins to set up Doomsday.
Yep. I agree.
Or Doom escapes. Again, to set up Doomsday. Instead, we get the first end credit scene of Doom there with the child.
Yep.
That is the entire shot. But it is better than the second end credit scene. Don't stay for it. It is just a shot of the animated.
The cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. But what is worth it? That guy.
It's Herbie.
I love Herbie in this.
Herbie's great.
Herbie is a lot of fun in this. They used a lot more practical shots with the Herbie figure than I thought they were going to.
There's a lot of practical Herbie in this, which is a W.
That is a win.
Really, realistically, the only thing that isn't practical is when he's using his hands in complex movements.
Yeah.
But everything else is practical, and I love that.
Yeah, it looks good. Magically, if you could put the thing in the scene, it works better in the scene.
Yep.
What have we not touched? I feel like
I think we got it all.
You think we got it all?
Mm-hmm. Gone on for 37 minutes.
1 to 5, your score.
Unironically, and we discussed this earlier, our pre-movie predictions was... Yes. Where were you at?
I said it was going to be a middle-of-the-road movie, and we were going to be 3.
I said a 4, expectedly. Unironically, I'm still at a 4. And realistically, it's because... Honestly, I think this movie's a 3.5. But, as a Fantastic Four fan, the bar for this movie was that the characters, the four, the family, had to be fleshed out and have their dynamics shown on screen consistently. And they were. To a high degree. And for that, it becomes a 4 for me.
And see... Again, I started at a 3 because I thought it was going to be middle of the road. I really debated this on the way back. I have to actually drop it to a 2.
I think you're insane for that.
We're rating a superhero movie that nothing really happens. We don't really ever move the story forward. Like, the timeline's moving forward, but the movie is dragging so much over its own weight. We never get our big bad fight. Yes, we deal with Galactus, but it doesn't really feel satisfying.
Yeah.
We have too many problems, technically, on the CGI side. Some of these shot sides. One of the things we didn't talk about was, Sue Storm's acting during the big critical moment, and the director did her dirty on that. The shot is too zoomed in that you can tell it's not as bad as they're trying to portray, and so it loses weight.
I didn't catch that.
I did. I don't know. Maybe we're looking at different parts of the screen, but the movement of the eyes pulled my attention too strong. I could see it continuously. I feel some of the writing is weak. There are moments that are good, and that's what bumps it back up. But legitimately, while we were watching the movie at one point, I started debating if this was a 1.5. And then I was like, maybe I'm being too critical.
I think you still are.
At most, I'd go 2.5. At most.
I think you still are.
I don't know. I'm going to give it a 2. I think it's fine. I think it establishes the next one. I think when it comes out, like before going to see Doomsday, I might watch it. Just because, again, I know these characters are going to be important for it. But as a standalone Marvel film, it doesn't feel like it ever establishes itself.
Yeah.
It feels like it's trying to get there. It's just either the writing or whatnot. It just can't achieve it. And so yes, it might be a little critical, but that's where I'm going to be on that one.
Okay.
So that'd be. I'll bump it to a 2.5.
So 6.5.
A 6.5 out of 10. Which again, I said middle of the road. It's just above middle of the road.
Yeah.
So it's not great.
It's the best. Fourth time's the charm.
See, I don't know. I still like the first Marvel.
And
the first
I
Fantastic
think
one.
you're insane for that because I hate that movie.
See, that one to me is so much fun.
I hate that movie.
That's such a dumb fun movie that I can sit there and watch continuously. And this one, I was just like...
Because they get all of the characters wrong.
But to me, it's fun. It's still a fun superhero movie.
Whatever.
You made it this part of the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let us know if you're going to go see it this weekend. It's too early for us to see the numbers. I don't think it's going to perform as well as they're hoping.
Mm-hmm.
I know right now Rotten Tomatoes is saying the score is high. I never trust Rotten Tomatoes the day it comes out.
Yeah.
On the Tuesday show, which would be Wednesday.
It's Wednesday now.
Wednesday at 6 p.m. We'll be talking about the numbers on it.
Yep.
We'll see how it comes out over the first weekend.
We'll talk about my second viewing, see if that changed anything. Oh, there's a cat. It's outside. Sorry.
I'm going to ask.
I'll tell you how it is in IMAX.
I am going to ask.
Yep.
Is this going to perform as well as Superman's opening weekend?
I think it can. Especially with how high the audience score was and the critic score was. I think it will. I think it'll get the review bump.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. But until next time, see ya.
Bye.